All right, you guys, so today we are doing what is probably our most requested video. So you guys would not believe how many DMs we get asking, how does Adam get those amazing abs? And I'm over here just thinking like, what the heck? All this guy does is eat Pop-Tarts and just core about half as much as me, and suddenly everybody wants to know, how does he get those abs?
That's true. Elise has actually become a real expert on how to train core, along with my daughter Ava. They have researched the most modern techniques for how to train core for hiking and climbing. And today we're going to give you guys our 10-minute workout that we do at least a couple times a week, how to train core for hiking and climbing. Okay, so we like to joke about abs and everything, but I'm sure you guys know that the whole point of our core training philosophy is functionality. We want to get up and down really challenging mountains without getting injured. And in order to do that, we have to have strong lower backs. So everything we do for abs, we have an equal and opposite exercise for the lower back.
Okay, so our whole core training philosophy centers around stability. And the one move we focus on is the plank. We don't spend a lot of time on crunches or sit-ups. We really just base everything around this one simple move. So we get into a plank like this, and the goal here is really to be able to spend at least a minute, hopefully up to 2 minutes, before you move up to anything more advanced. So once you have mastered the plank, what you start doing next is incorporating some more dynamic movements. And the goal here is to really mimic some of the movements we'll be doing on the mountain, which is mostly climbing. So I'm gonna get back in my plank here and start with some mountain climbers. So these, you just bring your knee up to your chest, as high as you can bring it. The other move we like are called Spider-Mans. So for Spider-Mans, same idea. You lift your knee, but this time you lift it as high as you can up to your elbow and bring it back down. Up to your elbow and bring it back down. So you can really think about here how this really mimics when you're doing maybe a really steep class 3, class 4 climbing move, and you're reaching with your arms and your legs to get yourself over a rock.
So once you get comfortable with those, you can also do some variations, like bringing it up the inside. To me, this one really gets my lower core. I like this one a lot. And if all that seems too easy for you, you can bring it up like this and hold. That is hard.
So once you've done your plank, you immediately flip over to the other side, and now we're to focus on our back. So the next move is called the inverse plank. So you lie flat on your back, and then you lift your lower back, your glutes, your hamstrings. You tighten all of them and lift off the ground. So this is going to be an incredibly challenging lower back. Actually, all your posterior chain will get activated here if you're doing it right. So if you spent 2 minutes in your plank, try 2 minutes on your back. Remember, we want to spend the same amount of time on our back as we do on our abs.
So once you've mastered the inverse plank, just like with the plank, there's lots of variations you can do to make it even harder. These also make it more dynamic. So you can start just by lifting a leg, makes it a lot harder. You can alternate legs. And then, if that's too easy for you, make it more dynamic by doing things like leg circles. That will really strengthen your core, especially your lower back, for extra dynamic movements like, let's just say, leaping across a chasm or something like that. Really, really love this exercise. To me, it's been the best one for me in terms of getting my lower back strong.
All right, so next we're going to move on to some more dynamic core movements, and the goal here is really to mimic some of the movements we're doing while we're running and hiking, except this time our core will be especially activated, which is exactly what you want when you're out there trail running. So this move is just simple flutter kicks. And then if flutter kicks get too easy for you, you can do what we have named chopsticks. So you bring your legs out and in, out and in. This is a really tough move. Really feel it in your whole core.
One thing I like to do, now that I've gotten pretty good at this, is do 50 or 100 flutter kicks, and then without even putting my feet down, stop and do 50 chopsticks. It's really hard. The flutter kicks pre-exhaust you, and by the time you do 50 chopsticks, oh my gosh, you're dying. Okay, that was tough. Now, just like we did for plank, we now have to do the exact inverse so that we strengthen our lower back just as much as we did our abs. So I'm now gonna lie on my stomach and I'm gonna do chopsticks and flutter kicks the inverted way.
So I find this move particularly good for when I'm descending, because a lot of us will naturally try to put a lot of extra weight into our lower back to take a little bit of the load off of our legs, but that can put a lot of strain on your lower back. So this one has been particularly helpful for me. All right, so the last abs move of our primary core routine is the starfish. And this one will really help for those moments when you're hiking and climbing and you're just totally splayed out, because it'll really just bring it together, activate your core all together. So we lay again, get on your back, and now you bring your arms and your legs out like a big starfish and you crunch it. So you can see here how it's really just activating every core muscle, really enhancing your stability out on the trail. Also requires some balance, which I definitely need more of. These ones are sometimes especially challenging for Adam because he's got such a bony butt.
Yeah, my butt doesn't provide a lot of cushion. Okay, just like with all of our other exercises, we need an equal and opposite to the starfish for our backs. So we're gonna do Supermans. Arms out and legs up. Now, arms all the way out is the hardest. If that's too challenging at first, you can do it with your arms like this, or you could even put them back like this. But I like the full Superman. And then, if you want to make it even more dynamic, you can do it like jumping jacks. Moving your legs out in chopsticks while you bring your arms down. Oh, this one's really hard. Do this for 60 seconds. You will feel it.
Okay, so our cores are pretty fried after that, but you guys know that we always end every workout with a challenge. So my challenge to Adam today is to see how long he can hold his crazy Superman plank. But the rules are he cannot look at his watch and he has to do it for at least a minute. So let's see what he's got. Looking strong, looking strong. You guys know we love these types of planks because they really help to span across crazy crevasses and that sort of thing when you're climbing. How you feeling?
I'm hurting. I'm a little shaky.
You're a little shaky. Yes, so close, so close. 5 more seconds, 5 more seconds. Yes, yes. Ah, you did it. You did at least a minute.
A minute 13.
Nice. Now you need a nap.
I definitely need a nap.
I knew that was what you were thinking.
So cooked. I need some sort of revenge for that challenge because that was brutal. But I have a really good idea.
What?
The challenge for Elise is to do both back and front at the same time.
What?
It's the plank, where instead of just holding the plank, you lift one leg and your opposite arm. And you have to hold that for 30 seconds, and then the other leg and opposite arm in 30 seconds. I don't even know if I could do that, so I'm really interested to see if you can.
Ruh-roh.
Hey Elise, are you ready?
I don't even know if I have enough balance for this, although it is a really good stability exercise.
It's really good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You got this.
All right, so I'm planking, and then I lift my leg.
Yes. Yes, you've got it. Oh, that's really good. Hold it, Elise. Oh, that's so good. Very good. Now the opposite. Hold it. You can do it. You can do it, Elise. Hold it. Keep that butt down. You're almost there. You're almost there. Hold it, Elise. Don't give up. Don't give up. That was so good. Fantastic.
All right, guys, so there you have it. That is our killer core workout for hiking and climbing. You could probably do this whole thing in about like 10 or 12 minutes. We do it at least a couple times a week. And just remember, so we focus mostly on plank for stability, but we start adding in some more dynamic movements to really activate all parts of our core.
And most important, always, always, always do an equal and opposite movement for the back that you do for the front. That's the way to stay really strong and injury-free.
So hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know if you try out some of these moves, and we'll see you next time out on the trails.
See you on the trails.